verbatim, I get this, well, do you really think we can do it? Do you really think there's hope for the planet? And I'm like, first of all, I get pissed, and so I need to stop and hold myself and take a deep breath, just like I'm doing now, because it's always going to come up. And I reflect, and I got a lot of meditations that from, when I was young, what I was feeling before I even heard the words. But what the fuck kind of a even question is that? Can we? And so I'm going like, can we what? You mean aren't we? Why aren't you? What do I think? What the fuck does it matter what we think we do? You're not an armchair quarterback. Life's not sit back and figure if we can calculate if or not we can rise to this challenge. This is not a fucking video game. You should be in it. That question, it doesn't, what the fuck? It's not, oh, well, we're not, because the next step is, well, we're not going to try if we don't think it'll work. What kind of disconnect is that? This is life. This is life, and this is that psychological profile. And this is that, this is colonialism and domestication. And this is when I say the hatchery fish, where this subspecies has been so far away from the challenge of life or death, it's not even engaged in life. It's atrophying. It's not even taking the chance. It's like, dude, your home's fucking burning around you, and you're going to wonder if you can get to the door in time before you burn up. That is not using your mental faculties and objective thought processing the right way. That's fucking instinct, and it's fucking go time. It's you try. It's the challenge of life or death. You do everything you can to make it happen. And it also speaks to that human frailty of, man, there's a bunch of things. Entitlement keeps popping through there too. That delusion to be able to sit back in the face of anything without context and just make, that arbitrary decision. And ego, meaning the false narrative that we give ourselves. So people that are just so far stuck in an egocentric existence that they're not even in reality. They think life's a video game and there's no consequence. But like, how does someone escape so far away from their self that they don't even have the most basic fundamental instinct intact to understand the challenge of saving the planet? It's like you try, the chips are going to fall where they fall. Likely the human species isn't going to be the longest lasting species one way or the other. I mean, this species isn't going to have anything on sharks, for example. We're not going to be that. But to sit back and question, can we make it? Can we do it? That question is fucking, it's a bullshit question. It's like, no, you need to be in it. So now we just jump down someone's throat right off the bat, but they're totally fucking lost, right? And we're like, what the fuck are you even talking about? Can we do it? You need to do it. But it's not an external thing. And they're looking at the situation from an external, like, oh, what can I do? And it's like, we'll start picking up trash, right? But it's up here. You need to do your own psychology. You need to get down into yourself and be like, why is this not resonating with me? There's an emotional disconnect. Obvious. There's the emotional disconnect. Well, that emotion's there for a reason. And those instincts are there for a reason. Cognitive thought processing, yeah. Well, then use it. Use it all the way. And use it to look at yourself too. people are looking at everything external without including themselves or without including the environment. That's not logic. That's not intelligence. Logic doesn't discount the biggest, most important factors. People are wondering about the question without being connected to the environment or self. Well, those are the two fucking factors that we're talking about. This is the over-domestication. This is the disconnect from challenge of life or death to the point that they don't recognize either one of them. They don't know they don't know how to survive. They don't see, threats. They're not connected to their cognitive function or their emotional function. And it's adversely affecting everyone around and the other organisms. And people are so stuck on human to human, and yeah, but that does not absolve us from our connection to everything else. The stones that we walk on, the center of the planet, the earth itself, that top soil profile, the trees that give us air, the water, and the fish and the birds and the animals that we also all need to survive. So Habitat 101, Environment 101, first we need our environment. And as a species, as a mammal on this planet, we need environment. So our first most important thing is environment. So that's the biggest part of us. So the biggest part of us, the biggest part of the individual really is everything else. So we're more everything else than we are an individual. And that alignment for the big picture, that's where we release that energy flow. That's where we let that energy flow. Alignment, 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 alignment. Yeah, you hear it all over the place. But that's really what it is aligning with big picture. And we say big picture, biggest picture that we really have is this planet. So our environment and keeping that environment intact is the most important thing. An environment, physical environment, both external, then internal, mental habitat, external, internal, emotional habitat, external, internal, spiritual habitat, external, internal, external, internal. What happens above happens below. And all the information, it's not just keeping it in our head, it's applying it. And I like to say that if we truly understand, there's an action item that naturally comes into our physical being.